essentially over the weekend, we heard that chips, iPhones or phones in general, laptops were going to be excluded in the near term from reciprocal tariffs. Now, initially, this was a monstrous win, and I was like, oh man, Apple's going to gap up to the 224 gap fill, and I'm going to short the heck out of it there. Nvidia is going to be gapping up significantly. And then Howard Lutnick came out and said, oh, don't, this is just a temporary thing. We're going to be putting these tariffs back on. And then the administration came out as well after that and walked it back even more, saying that, hey, we're still going to keep the 20% tariffs on all of these goods for the opioid crisis. Remember, that's part of the tariff package that was on China to curb the inflow of things that contribute to making opioids. So all in all, yes, it's a net positive for the markets, but by far it is not as good as the initial news that hit over the weekend.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Gareth Soloway breaks down tariffs, a $10 trillion money print, and why Bitcoin could hit $2 million. Big moves are coming. Let's watch and reveal what's next.
The dollar tells the whole story. When you don't, basically what has happened, folks, is that what the U.S. has done in terms of tariffing has essentially hurt its brand. I know that sounds weird, but when you see the U.S. dollar being dumped and is no longer being acted as a safe haven asset, remember, when there's panic globally and stock markets are going down, generally the dollar strengthens because everyone's like, oh, let's go to the safety of the U.S. dollar. Well, guess what? The dollar has been crushed and broke major support. And that is essentially the inverse, just like yields going up, of what you would expect and what normally happens. And so essentially we're seeing that people are starting, or countries are starting, to shy away and dump dollars versus running into dollars. The question I guess I would have is, where's the next safe haven asset? Is it Bitcoin? Is it going to be a different country's currency? We don't know yet. And I want to be strong in telling you this. It's not de-dollarization yet. This is all the preliminary points that are coming to fruition, but it doesn't, at this point, it's still savable, meaning that if we get in alignment, if we do what we got to do, the US dollar can still be the reserve currency from here for the next 20 years. But if we continue to kind of alienate foreign countries, eventually they will band together and go in a different direction than the U.S. dollar. Remember, we've seen this from Iran, we've seen this from Russia before, we've seen this from other BRICS nations trying to go somewhere else. But without the UK and Europe and Canada and all these other countries, it really is not going to go anywhere. But if you get them to join on de-dollarization, now you've got a major problem. And the debt in the U.S. is problematic. Any sort of de-dollarization or any sort of non-reserve currency, the U.S. debt is going to be a massive issue for us.
A recent global survey has revealed that central banks are cooling off on the idea of holding Bitcoin or other digital assets. Despite the buzz around institutional adoption, only 2.1% of central banks said they might invest in digital assets over the next 5 to 10 years, a sharp drop from 15.9% last year. Out of 91 central banks surveyed, none currently hold any form of cryptocurrency in their reserves, showing a clear preference for traditional assets like gold. Gold, in fact, continues to reign as the preferred safe haven. Over a third of surveyed banks said they plan to increase their gold reserves, with none looking to reduce their holdings. When asked about Bitcoin specifically, just one central bank supported the idea of adding it to strategic reserves, while nearly 60% rejected it altogether. Financial author Robert Kiyosaki weighed in, linking Bitcoin's and gold's recent price surges to rising concerns about financial system risks and instability in traditional investments.
We have Apple this morning trading sharply higher, trading around 210 and change. Again, the news over the weekend about tariffs being lifted to some extent on laptops and phones is huge. I have my level that I'm eyeing as a major short level right here at 224. Now, listen, we're still a long way away, and we may not hit that today. There's a more aggressive level, but it's unfortunately we're kind of right at that level, this 210 area now. So there's not much for us to do. But if we get up to here on an intraday basis, this would be a fantastic shortable level on an intraday basis, and I likely would take that in the intraday live trading room. NVIDIA rallying higher. Again, same thing, chips being excluded from some of these tariffs. That is a positive for NVIDIA and other chip and semiconductor plays. NVIDIA, again, the first level to keep an eye on, for me at least, is right up here at around 223. 223 is going to be a big level to monitor. All right, so again, there are some action points here. I want to keep in mind, everyone understand that today's a Monday morning, not a lot of economic news. Obviously, we're reacting off of this tariff kind of rollback, if you will, semi-rollback, we'll call it. But this week, earnings begin. The biggest earnings of the week, there's Taiwan Semi, but also Netflix. Netflix Thursday after the close. That's going to be really your kickstart for U.S. companies and the guidance. And I think the big thing for Netflix is, as the U.S. economy and global economy slows, do we see Netflix gain more subscribers because it's only $15, $20 a month or whatever they charge these days? Or do we see people starting to cancel some of their streaming services, and does Netflix take a pullback on that? And if we flip over and we can look at the Netflix chart, and needless to say, this isn't until Thursday when they report, the one concern I have is this pattern, shoulder, head, shoulder. And if we start coming down here and break, this could be a very bearish pattern. But again, as of now, for me at least, it is untriggered. And again, just a pattern on watch on Netflix. All right, let's flip over to gold. Gold having a beautiful pullback. I told you guys on Friday that I am short gold. So again, I am short gold as of basically the highs from Friday, which is awesome at this point. We are now in the money as gold pulls back. It's actually a beautiful pullback here. I want to show you a couple things. So remember what I said in the Friday game plan. When you get a 3-bar surge to all-time highs, it's usually the end of a short-term move. Okay, that's just a general probability factor. That's one of the reasons why I decided to pull the trigger on a short on gold. It can what we call a blow-off top in the short term.
Bitcoin could become the digital gold of the future. At least, that's what Bo Hein, executive director of the U.S. President's Council of Advisors for Digital Assets, believes. In a recent interview with entrepreneur and crypto advocate Anthony Pompliano, Hein shared the U.S. government's long-term vision for Bitcoin. Speaking from inside the White House, he made a bold claim. Bitcoin is expected to behave similarly to gold for the next few thousand years. According to Hein, both assets show resilience and long-term value, with Bitcoin now seen as a modern counterpart to the precious metal. Hein revealed that President Trump and his administration see Bitcoin as a cornerstone of future economic security, which is why they're establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve, a kind of digital Fort Knox. The U.S. government already holds nearly 200,000 Bitcoins and aims to accumulate up to 1 million more. When asked to share a message for everyday Americans, Hein encouraged listeners to view Bitcoin as a long-term store of value. He reminded them, however, that the market remains volatile and professional guidance is key when considering crypto investments. Beyond Bitcoin's role as a digital asset, Hein expressed strong faith in blockchain's potential to reshape the financial world. While communication has evolved rapidly with the internet, he said the banking system is still outdated and full of friction. Blockchain could be the tool to fix that. Despite Bitcoin's rebellious roots, Hein believes its core use remains the same, protecting wealth and making transactions faster and cheaper across the globe. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.